Bring your cup and take a seat. Fill it up, coffee, wine, or tea. Come find what you're looking for. A good pour.
Welcome back to A Good Pour. I'm Kathryn Good, your host. This is Conversations About Good Work. Today, I'm thrilled to have Barry Young, the brand new CEO and president of the Hendersonville Chamber. Welcome, Barry.
Thank you, Kathryn. I'm very excited to be here today.
I just can't wait to catch up. We have known each other for, we're just said, over 10 years.
Oh, absolutely.
When my previous company, we were working on the logo and website for tourism back in the day.
Yes.
And then we did another website. Good Circle did a website right before you left tourism.
Yes.
And we did the Memories Are Made of This tagline. Mm-hmm. And then I came up and saw you at the Palace Theater a couple times.
Yeah,
and
you ended up speaking at a Rotary club or something.
You never know what you're going to get with Barry. I walked in the door and I thought we were going to have just a networking meeting. And then all of a sudden you said, can you speak to this Rotary group? And so off the cuff, I spoke. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, the speaker didn't show up and they said, who's going to speak? And I looked out the window and there you were walking up the street. And I thought, Kathryn's going to speak to us today. And you did. You agreed to it and you did a fabulous job. Hopefully you got a customer or two out of that.
I don't think so, but
Okay.
it's speaking experience. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah,
But, so when I heard the announcement that you were going to be the new CEO, I loved it. I'm thrilled for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So tell me what it's like.
Well, I will tell you, people have wanted me to compare the tourism job to a chamber job. And of course, I was with tourism for 12 years or 11 years and was a member of all 6 chambers in Sumner County. So I've been to numerous chamber events throughout the years. And I will say that a chamber job has a lot more moving parts. Mm-hmm. Tourism has just got one basic mission, and the chamber is throughout the community.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different moving parts. That's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah. What's been your favorite so far?
Well, I like to talk. So actually talking to and meeting people. And, we had our luncheon, I guess that was yesterday. And I got to go up there and, no, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. I'm sorry. Got to speak to people. Price is Right. We gave away things, and I love doing things like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think speaking to people and meeting people, I have to have that in a job. I have to be able to meet new people and to communicate with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about Hendersonville. What do you want people to know about Hendersonville?
Hendersonville is a wonderful place. I live in Hendersonville.
Well, you used to live in the same neighborhood. Do you still live in Autumn Creek? No, you don't. Y'all moved.
We moved. We took a stint in East Nashville for 1 year.
That's right.
My wife was working in downtown Nashville, and after 4 years, she was getting tired of the traffic. And I thought, well, gosh, I'm the tourism director. We got to live here. We can't leave there. But my board said, hey, give it a try. And we moved down to East Nashville. Wonderful place, but we just didn't like it too much, so we came back.
Okay, well, good. But you live in Hendersonville now, then?
I've lived in Hendersonville now for about 12 years. It's a wonderful city. It's close enough to Nashville where you can get there pretty quick. I've got my daughter and granddaughters live in Nashville down there, not too far from Centennial Park and that area down in there, and if you use your Waze and make sure there's not a horrible wreck, you can get down there in about 30 minutes, which is not too bad.
Yeah.
But I think Hendersonville is a good place for people to live, and it's not just the lake. I mean, everybody talks about the lake, but a lot of places have a lake. But it's our parks, our greenways, the camaraderie that our citizens have. I think it's just a wonderful place to live. And I consider it, you can't really say in today's world that there's any place that's just safe 100% safe, but I feel pretty good about saying Hendersonville is a pretty safe place to live.
Yeah. We're fortunate. Sumner County really is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've got great sheriff, police, fire, EMTs, EMS.
Yep. Thank God for those people. Absolutely. Yes.
Top notch.
Yes.
So I feel good to be, and like you said, even here in Gallatin, Portland, all of Sumner County, I feel safe, and I feel like if I were to be, had a medical emergency or something, I feel like they would come and take care of me.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah. So, good people is a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Yes. Well, tell me what Good Work a Chamber does, especially Hendersonville Chamber, but in general,
Well, like I said, it's got a lot of moving parts. There's a little more to it than I thought. I thought they had a monthly luncheon, and that was it,
You're working a lot more hours than you thought you would.
Yeah. Well, of course, we just came off the Freedom Festival. I don't mind telling you, on that day, I worked 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. I don't know how many hours that is. That's about...
It's all day.
15 hours or something, all day. And I don't mind telling you, on July 4th, I took 4 naps.
The fireworks were absolutely gorgeous, though. I mean, I know there was a lot more than just the fireworks, but this year's fireworks were amazing.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I did.
It's a partnership with the chamber and the city and the Parks and Recreation Department, which is part of the city, and then all the police and fire. I mean, the whole city comes out to it.
Right.
And we were very pleased. This was our first one to be in charge of it, so to speak. And we were very pleased. We got a lot of compliments about how it was easy to get all the vendors. The hardest part of a big festival is getting all those vendors in there, because they have a certain spot they're supposed to go in, and they may not want to go there. I mean, they may want to go 2 spots down, and you have to kind of work with them and make sure they get where they're supposed to go. And that was the hardest part, to get all the vendors in there. But once we got them set, the rest of it ran like clockwork.
Good. Okay, so you got events, you got the monthly luncheon, you've got a lot of networking opportunities.
We have 4 affinity groups. Let's see if I can name them off here. I didn't bring any notes with me.
You're good.
Men in business, women in business. I just spoke this morning at the young professionals, and I count myself as being a young professional because my last name is Young. I can get away with that.
Oh, that's right. Yes, for sure.
And then we have retired professionals, which we had a great time. We had and we have business after hours. Then we have, I can't think of, there's just a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And actually, we're coming up with some, I'm not going to call them new things, but things that our chamber has never tried before. And, my staff looks at me and says, what? We're going to do something else?
Yeah.
And I say, yes, we need to offer more value to our members. And that's what the members are looking for. What does the chamber do? We promote business. We promote doing business in Hendersonville. But we have to offer something of value to our members for them to want to join.
Right.
And so when I came in, and I've been there 2 months, I've started my 3rd month. I came in with the mindset, we've got to come up with some more things that add value to someone's membership.
And so do you start with research what other chambers are doing? Is that?
Well, like I said, I've been to 6 chamber meetings for 12 years.
That is true. Yep.
I don't know everything, but I know enough to be dangerous, and so to speak. But I've wanted to try some things, and it's not rocket science, like legislative update. Most of the towns around here, including Gallatin, they have our local legislators to come. Never done that in Hendersonville.
All right.
So we're going to try that.
Okay.
We've never done a leadership Hendersonville. We might try that. Things that are just right there.
Low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And we haven't tried them before. I'm not really sure what the answer
a lot of times when you start a new job, like you're evaluating everything that's been doing, you've got a lot of ideas. I'm sure you came in during the interview process with ideas. You often hear don't change anything too quick, right? Because people, either either they haven't thought about whether or not it works, or they're just, there's opinions and people have a stronghold on things, so to speak. But what's kind of been your thought process of evaluating versus new versus, or how long you'll wait to make a few changes, or what's been from a leadership standpoint, what's been your thought process?
Well, it's been interesting. When I first came in, I thought, okay, I'm not gonna change everything overnight, but we do need to make some changes. And so I've kind of gone about it, talked to a lot of people, a lot of former chamber members, former chamber board members, prospective members. What is it you want in a chamber? And actually, we're talking about getting a focus group together to get their ideas. I'm an idea person. It doesn't have to be my idea. I want people to be involved in things. And, when I was younger, I wanted to run everything. I wanted to be in charge of everything. And now that I've gotten a little experience on me, so to speak, I've changed my tune on that. I think it's important for our employees to be happy. I need to give them room to be responsible. And I do want to guide them and help them if I have experience with something, but I don't want to come in and make all the decisions. I want them to make some decisions. And they seem pretty happy with that.
Good.
I've probably steered off course here a little bit.
No. I like it. So far you're listening to members, prospective members, past members. Sounds like you're empowering your staff.
Yes.
And so what else is kind of going through your mind from a leadership standpoint? Listening, empowering your staff. What else?
Like I said, we need to come through with some new to us things that add value. That's my big thing. So we're going to add the legislative, I call it legislative update. We're going to add that right away. When I say right away, it probably won't start until the session starts in November or December, whenever that is. And there's a couple other things I'm talking to some folks about to go ahead and start right away. But now then there are other things like leadership Hendersonville. If we decide to do that, it's going to take a little more time to get that organized. And like I said, we're wanting to do like a focus group, or we want to get some more ideas on what is it. It's always been troubling to me. I had the same problem at tourism. How do you help the restaurant industry? They are so busy, especially if they do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They can't really come to a lot of things that we offer. And, let's face it, the restaurant industry is a tough business. Profit margins are slim. So what do you do to help the restaurant industry? That's one of the things I'm really trying to figure out. I've talked to some restaurant owners. I don't feel like I've gotten the solution yet, though.
Okay, but you're listening and talking.
I'm still searching. Yeah. Of course, we can have a restaurant week, and there's been things like that tried before. But, I don't know how to say this other than I'm not playing. I want to really help people. And that's going to be hard to do. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of planning and a lot of follow through.
Right.
And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Well, one of the things I've always enjoyed about you is that you look for the opportunity, and it can be low-hanging fruit, or it can be an eclipse that's coming that's like, okay, we need to take advantage of this. This is, every time I think of you, I think of the eclipse. I'm sure a lot of people have that same parallel. But as long as I've known you, you've talked about parks and bringing people to our parks and things of that nature. So you look for the opportunity and then try to make the most of that opportunity.
Well, these weeks in July are full of softball tournaments, and they're all out-of-town teams that come. It's travel teams. Most teams are out of town and have to stay in our hotels. And I'm proud to say when I came here, we only had a handful of hotels, and we've got 5 or 6 new ones since I went through here, and I feel like we contributed to that. We came up with enough things for people to do to come from out of town. And I know there are some who don't want us to have visitors, but those visitors will come and spend their money in the hotels and the restaurants. And, I learned this a long time ago at a tourism conference, that the quality of life in your community also matters. It's the same thing that matters to visitors. I'm big on the greenways and the parks and the lake, because that's what residents look for, but it's also what visitors look for. They want that quality of life, and I think we can offer that here in Sumner County, and we've taken advantage of that.
And then it benefits everybody, right?
It benefits
Business,
everybody. That's right.
The cities, the people, like it benefits all of us.
It does. And, I'm from West Tennessee, and, they're not growing as fast as Middle Tennessee is. And really, you got to keep moving. You're either going to go up or you're going to go down. And I'd rather see us increase,
move forward
and not backward.
Yeah.
And I go back to my hometown, and I see businesses that have closed and people looking for work. And of course, it's that way a little bit everywhere nowadays, but I can tell you we're much more fortunate here in Middle Tennessee than they are in West Tennessee. And that kind of breaks my heart when I go back and see some of the things. But
yeah. All right. So this podcast is about doing good work. So what does good work mean to you?
I learned this from my father. He was an electrician. When the thunderstorm came through and knocked the lights out, he had to go to work. He would leave, and he would climb poles and do some heavy lifting to get the lights back on. And he had a tremendous work ethic. He would always answer the call, and I feel like I got that from him. I do believe in hard work, but now in my old age, I know that you got to have a plan along with hard work, because if you don't have a plan, you're not really sure where you're going. And I know we've done that a little bit with working with you, is we try to develop a plan of some kind. And sometimes you have to do it with minimal funds. You may not have a lot of capital to spend on things, but you have to come up and be creative. But I think working hard, having a plan, and then if the plan doesn't work, you have to be willing and able to change the plan. Like make a game time decision. Mm-hmm. If your running game is not working, maybe you need to start passing more. So I'm very open to, let's try this, and if it doesn't work, we'll go to plan B.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What do you want people to know about the Hendersonville Chamber?
Well, it's full of good people. We are going to work very hard to promote your business. We are recruiting new members every day. It's never been a better time to join than right now, because we will treat you with respect, and we'll be honest with you, and that's the only way I know to be.
So sometimes, just as a business owner, sometimes especially new business or business, maybe they haven't been a member in 5, 10, however, but they're curious. There's something new energy going on. So they're curious. Sometimes it's hard to walk in the door to those meetings, right?
It is. Yeah.
And so what would you tell somebody? Would you say, find somebody, find you? Just how do we make people more comfortable to walk in a room with strangers sometimes?
Well, I think we've done 2 or 3 luncheons since I've been there, maybe just 2. First luncheon, I stood at the front door and greeted everyone. There was a few that got by me, but I talked to every person that came in that door. We want you to feel welcome, and I get that from the hospitality experience,
right, and
tourism experience. We want to make you feel welcome, and I feel like we do that now. And I have tried. I did realize how thin we are spread, because I was going to go out and visit all these members or businesses, and it's been so busy. It's been difficult to do that, even though I've done some of that. Mm-hmm. I would like to do more of that, and hopefully we can eventually get a membership director that will do that.
Right.
But
small steps,
baby steps, and I welcome the challenge. I don't know if you remember when I went to tourism, I had some challenges, and we didn't fix it all in one day. It took a few days or a few weeks or maybe even a few years. I'll never forget, I went to the county commission, and I had found out somehow that there was a pot of money that was tourism money, but for some reason the county commission didn't give it to us. to spend to market tourism. I went to my first county commission meeting, and of course, I didn't know any of these guys or ladies. I said, "Hi, I'm Barry. I'm the new tourism director, and I understand there's a pot of money over here, $18,000."
You remember the exact amount?
I remember it's $18,000, and that was in addition to our regular budget. I said, "I'm requesting that $18,000," and they all looked at each other and said, "All in favor, say aye." And it was silent. No one said anything. All opposed? All of them were opposed.
Ooh.
I thought, okay, I've got some work to do here. So I looked at him and I said, "Thank you very much." And I walked out of the room. Of course, I was disappointed.
No reason?
No.
Okay.
I was disappointed, but I knew then I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get some evidence that we are making progress here. And then when I come back, they'll give me some more money. And I don't know if you know how tourism works, but tourism is funded by the hotel motel tax, the county tax. And there's a private act in the legislature that was passed that they have to give us at least the first $350,000, which that sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not. So when I was first there at tourism, that's what we got, $350. That's all that we brought in was $350. Mm-hmm. There was nothing left over. And so then we got to $400. The next year, $450. Then $500. Then $600. Then $700. So when I went back, they gave me more money. They knew I wasn't playing around. Mm-hmm. And I take that same mindset now with any job that I take. Is I'm not here to waste. I'm getting long in the tooth. Okay. So I don't want to waste my time. I'm going to make progress while I'm here. That's my mindset anyway.
Well, you take advantage of every opportunity. That's in every endeavor I've worked on with you. You take advantage of every opportunity. If there's grant money, you're going to find it. If there's a partnership you can explore, a collaboration you can explore, you've done it. So I think that can only serve you well in this new position. Let me give you a plug.
Let me tell you that you have really helped me while I've been here in Sumner County.
Well, thank you.
And you are your company is the real deal too. Yeah, and I appreciate all the guidance you've given us. That's another thing I've learned in my old age. You know, when I was 40 or 50, it's like, okay, I can keep up with this technology. Well, now that I'm in my 60s, it's passed me by. I have to have help with certain.
We all have to have help with certain things,
that's
right?
That's
and so
That's right.
We talk about a lot. Know your lane, be really good in your lane, do all the good work you can. But when you need to borrow somebody else who's really good at something else, it's okay.
And I say that for the Hendersonville Chamber, that if you're a business out there and you're struggling, or even if you're not, we can help you promote your business. Yeah. We have different ways. We have a marketing toolkit that we do emails or ads or whatever it is you need. We've got choices for you can make to help promote your business. And I really believe that you're going to get good value out of
but it's also what you put into it, right? So
that's right. That's right.
When we do a marketing machine, we want businesses to be top of mind and top of search and tell their story. But the top of mind really comes from networking and the partnerships.
That's
and so
true.
That if you're a plumber and someone says, I need a plumber, that you're becoming top of mind for more and more people. And personally, the best way I've found to do that is networking.
Absolutely.
And chambers are just a great way to do that.
Of course, I'm kind of old school, but when I need a plumber or an electrician or whatever it is I need, the first place I go is to that chamber directory.
The directory, yeah.
And find out who's a chamber member. Because to me, if you're a member of the chamber, it legitimizes your business more. And it makes customers feel more comfortable calling you. That's the way I've always been with businesses that I've contacted. So
yeah, all right. Well, thank you for being on here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I'm proud of you. It's been fun to watch you. Try to figure out what was next, and I'm excited for what you're going to do here.
I tried to retire, and my wife,
I know,
she
a couple
gave me
times.
gave me a list of honey-do things, and I thought, clean out the garage by next Friday, and I'm thinking, what? I don't want to do this. I gotta find me another job and get back to work.
Yeah. Well, there's still good work for you to do, and I'm excited to watch you do it.
Well, thank you, Kathryn. I appreciate being here, and have me back anytime.
Yeah. Thanks, Barry.